Hello again, whiskey friends. Welcome back for another episode. Today, Maker's Mark 2022 special release. I've got the BRT01 and I got the BRT02. So let's do some fresh cracks and see what Maker's has in store for us this year. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for joining. Those two open. Let's get the first cork pop. Ooh, that was more difficult than I was expecting. All right. Cheers, Jeremy, Scott, Sydney, the rest of the fam. All right. A little more. There, that's a good amount. So this is the BRT1. I'll pour the BRT2 here first. Just let them both kind of open up simultaneously. For the second glass, cheers, Shane. All right. So, these are special releases from Maker's Mark. If you didn't know, Maker's Mark, since 2019, has been coming out with annual special releases, sometimes twice a year. Now, this year, they have two special releases, but they dropped them both at the same time. Whereas last year with the FAEs, they dropped one in the spring, one in the fall. So far on these, man, I have really liked them. The RC6 was a standout. I really liked the FAEs last year too. The S4P5 CP3PO R2D2 one. I was lukewarm on that one. So, haven't all been hitters for me. But more often than not, they've been really good. Now, I would say sometimes there's probably some private selects that I've had that maybe I like even more than some of these special releases. But the thing that I do appreciate most, Makers, keep experimenting. Love that new vibe. But this was only $62. Both of these were $62 each. Not bad for a limited edition, especially at times where these limited editions cost $100, $150, $200 more often than not these days. Both of these are the same proof, 109.4. And the thing behind this one, here, I can go to the back here. BRT01 tells a story of the first 3 years of extraction at the top of the warehouse, which experiences large temperature swings. BRT2 is all about the final years of reaction at the bottom, where it's cooler year-round. And then it gives some tasting notes there. So let's get into the BRT1 first. Dig in the nose. First impression. So dig in the nose here. Just lots of caramels, lots of vanillas. Bit of cherry. And then the French oak. I can kind of dig that too. It just has this density to it, a richness. All right, gonna go in for a taste. Okay. First sip was a little flat. Honestly, I have to break this one down. The initial approach felt really good, and then diminishing returns. Interesting. All right, going for another one. Yeah, so initially, it's like a sugar donut. So not like when it's like a straight glazed donut, but it's got the sugar and the cinnamon combo all around it. That's what it was initially. Then by mid-palate, it darkens up, get a bit of chocolate, and then like a really heavy cherry medicinal note. I think the cherry medicinal note is what's giving me a little bit of a bad reaction. Yeah, that dough note is carrying through more and more. It's actually my favorite part of that. All the way through. Get a little bit of a sweet cream vibe. Maybe even like a chocolate sweet cream at that. It's kind of bitter though. I think that's the finish on it doesn't peak. It just kind of doesn't make me want to take another sip type of a reaction. So, all right, let's put BRT1 to the side. So nose, yeah, I like the nose. I liked its initial flavors, but mid-palate to the finish, it sort of turned on me a little bit. All right. Well, the BRT2 got to sit out for a little bit. Let's get into the BRT2. Getting more off the nose on the BRT2. First impression, espresso beans. And a lot more fruits going on. Cherry, raspberry. Yeah, maybe even a bit of apple. Some stewed apples, some stewed fruits. Everything else just comes off kind of what I would expect from makers. Get less of the French oak off of the BRT2 too than the BRT1. The BRT1's got the French oak coming right off the nose. It's more subdued here. Wonder if the temperature variation causes that. All right, let's go in for a taste. Okay. I like BRT2. It's chocolatey. It's real chocolatey. Different flavor profile. These don't... These are different experiences for sure. Looks like I prefer the bottom of the warehouse. Man, the chocolate on this one actually reminds me specifically of a fudge popsicle. I get it at the front of the palate, I get it mid-palate, and I get it on the finish. That note just, it's there the whole time. I'm still tasting it. But it's like chocolate fudge-sicle, you know, growing up. Everything else around it, though, it's more nuanced. But nothing else is as engaging as that note. Got a bit of orange on that. Yeah, orange. Little bit of cinnamon apple. More of the orange, though. Yeah, and maybe there's a little bit of spice on here. Not a pepper, but cinnamon. Maybe a slight hint of clove. Just lots of caramel still. And lots of fudge-sickle. Fudge-sickle's going to win this comparison, but we'll go back to the BRT1. Give it one more fair shot. Yeah, back to the BRT one. One last comparison quick here. That actually, yeah. The French oak definitely comes across more on, maybe that's what I don't like. It's still got a bitterness on the finish, but this has more vibrant fruit flavors going on. And it's sweeter up front, a more traditional sugar-based dough sweetness. Just that bitter finish. Not a fan of that off of the first pour. Yeah, BRT2, I'm sticking to that fudge sickle. That's good. All right. So if I only had to choose one of these, so if you only bought one, I would lean the BRT02 versus the BRT01. I'll continue to re-explore these. I'm not done with the BRT01 yet. I'll still give it a fair shake later. But first impression, the only recommend coming from this tasting will be the BRT02. All right. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. We'll see you at the next episode. Bye, whiskey friends.